Lola here may be a resource guarder. I don't think it's resource guarding. I think that basically what happens is sometimes when her guardian's gone, she'll pick up a sock or a shoe or a t-shirt or something, put it in her mouth, and she's sucking on it and chewing on it. I think she's trying to self-soothe. A lot of people get frustrated when dogs do this, but it's often they're not trying to be destructive. Dogs self-soothe by chewing on things or putting it in their mouth. A lot of times similar to like a baby will put its thumb or a pacifier in to placate that particular need. So what I'm doing is I want to, first of all, we just got done going over teaching the dog to drop. So a quick summary of that is anytime your dog has a toy, something they're allowed to have that has no, if they're allowed to have it at any time, it's what we call a low value item. That's where we want to teach them to drop. When they have the item, they got it in their mouth, hold the treat up to their nose. As soon as they sniff it, they'll try to take the treat with the item in their mouth. Wait, as soon as they drop it out of their mouth, pop the treat in their mouth and say the word drop. Or whatever the word is, you can use other words as well. Sorry, you're going to have to earn these. After we practice enough with low value items, then when the dog has something that's not allowed to have, some shoes, some underwear, or whatever, and we say drop, they're happy to do it because usually when I drop, the human gives me something great and then I get the item back. Now, when we do those few exceptions, the dog has something that's not allowed to have, then we want to trade. After it drops it, we put the treat in its mouth and then we would give it a bully stick when we take the other item away. So it's an equal trade for them. Now, this exercise I'm about to show you here is a focus exercise. And all it is to teach the dog to look at the human in the face. This is something the guardian is going to use to redirect the dog's attention when she's doing the wrong thing, specifically when the dog is reactive to people out on walks. Now, when I do this exercise, I'm going to have a handful of treats in my left hand because I'm a right-handed person. If you're a lefty, you would have one in your left and the rest of them in your right. Now, we're sitting in a very low chair, which is good because she's a low dog. So you can see I have my knees, my feet out way off to the side to lower my knees. I want the dog's head to be about the same height as my knees. So you can also do it kind of, I guess, like this. But for some dogs, that makes them feel a little bit more constricted. So I'm just going to do it like this for now. So what I do is I'm going to put these on, I'm going to hold it here when I do this. And please don't change the camera angle. You're fine, but some people will make you go up and down. Now I'm waiting for her. She's going to go where the smell is strongest. Focus. I waited for her to look at me in the face. Now I want her over here, so I'm going to lure her over here. Better camera. Whoops, if we're off to the side. There we go. Sit. Now don't lure or entice her. Focus. Wait for her to voluntarily look in your face. Focus. She caught on really fast. Usually dogs sniff and pound at this a lot. Focus, because that's where the smell is strongest. This is kind of akin to like for women, when the dog's staring at the treat here, when you're like, my face is up here. Same sort of principle. So we want the dog to learn not to look at what they want, but to look at us in order to get what they want. Focus. And we assign the command word of focus. My guardian, my mentor, actually, who developed this, she calls this a watch. I call it focus. I have a different command for watch. Now she's just staring at me at this point, so I'm going to wait for her to look away. Now, when you're first doing this, as soon as the dog looks up at you, you immediately raise that treat. Focus. Now, when you're doing this, I want you to imagine there's a string going from here to here. My first move is to break the string, then travel down the string, focus. So I'm holding about half distance between the two of us. The goal of raising this is I want to maintain the dog looking right in this direction. Now they're actually looking at the treat, but by holding the treat in that line of vision, she's going to stay looking at me. So focus. Now she is just locked in. She's got this. So when I first am doing it, it's 1 second, 1 second. After I've done it, and when I do this, I usually have about 10 to 12 treats in my hand for each practice repetition, and you should probably be practicing this 3 to 5 or more times a day. The more you practice it, the faster she'll get it. Now, after you've practiced it once or twice with 12 treats each of those times, then maybe the third time you go 1 second, 2 seconds on the second movement. And then all 12 treats, I do 2 seconds, then maybe the next one. She's going faster, you might be able to go a little bit faster with her. But eventually you get to the point where it's like 1 second, focus, 20 seconds. And now, don't jump too far too fast, because that sometimes will cause the dog to start lunging at you to get the treat because you're moving too slow. If you do it very progressively, every 2 or 3 times you add 1 second, they don't even notice it. It just is part of the deal. Now, the idea with this is eventually when we see another dog, and the other dog there's a certain distance away that your dog will be reactive to. Like maybe in her case, maybe let's say it's 200 feet. Well, when the dog's like 600 feet is where the corner is, and you see the dog come around the corner, now she starts looking at the other dog. Now she's looking at, staring. The closer that dog gets, the more stiff your dog gets. The tail goes higher, the breathing accelerates or freezes or slows down. All those things are kind of communications to the other dog. Hey, I don't like you approaching. The other dog's like, I'm just having a walk with my guardian. This is the path we always take. You're in our way. And so when you get to the point where she sees the other dog, you say, focus, and the dog looks up at you. And eventually, when you're doing this, you're going to be walking, you're going to say focus when there aren't any other. At first, you do it inside until you get up to 20 seconds. Once you get up to 20 seconds, and anytime you say focus, the dog stops what it's doing and looks up at you, then you're ready to take it outside. Now, the next step to when you take it outside is when you're walking and there's no dogs around, she's walking next to you. Just every once in a while, say focus. She looks up at you, you hold the treat. And as you're walking, you don't stop, you're just holding the treat, and she's looking up at you, and then you're delivering the treat. Now, the key for this is we want to practice this when there are no other dogs or distractions around. If you're walking by a construction site, she's not reactive to, there are no dogs to be reactive to, but there's a lot of stress from all those sounds. Or if we're kind of on a busier street here, so maybe that's too disruptive for her. Like we talked about off camera, you want to look for ways, how can I recreate the situation, lower the intensity, and put my dog in a position to succeed by only giving her one option to do, which is the option I want, and then rewarding the heck out of her for doing it. And when we've done that enough, then she seeks out that positive dog training, that positive reinforcement every time. This is why I only use positive dog training, don't use dominance or force or shock collars or any of that stuff. So she's got this really well. So remember, practice this in the house until you get to 20 seconds. When you get to the 20 seconds, she'll do it anywhere. Take it outside. And first practice when the other dogs or no other dogs around, it's easy. Then we do it maybe when there's traffic on the street but no other dogs. And then eventually we do it maybe when we go to a place like after like a dog park. Not in the dog park, but if you hang out and loiter in the parking lot to a dog park, after a dog's been in the dog park for an hour and they come out, they're relaxed. They've let most of that energy go. That's a great way to walk towards them and let your dog pass them, and that dog is not going to be lunging and barking. That dog's going to be pretty much just relaxed, and the distance is going to matter. So if you're walking your dog and you're going to walk right next to each other, your dog might lunge. So that dog's walking here, you might walk 15 feet away in a parallel, is what we call it, a crossing pattern, where it's so far enough away that I don't have to react to that other dog. And when you say focus, I'm able to look up at you and walk towards the dog pack and walk past that dog without reacting. So this is how we can teach our dog to focus.